What we're seeing right now is something that we've never seen in recent history. White nationalists coming out publicly, espousing their views, and then running for national office in historic numbers. But the question this morning is, why do they feel emboldened now? Why do they think this is their year to win? But a warning to some of our viewers, you may find the following language and these views pretty offensive.
Hi, my name is Art Jones. I'm doing a little early campaigning.
Arthur Jones is running for Congress in Chicago's 3rd District.
I received over 70% of all the votes from the Republican Party in the March 20th primary.
Once a member of the American Nazi Party who denies the Holocaust ever happened.
The Jews were wailing and howling about 6 million Jews. 6 million Jews. Ridiculous.
He's also one of at least 8 white nationalists running for state or federal office this year, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. He's campaigning to make Chicago's neighborhoods at least 90% white.
Most white people want a white neighborhood.
Do you think that black people are genetically inferior?
The average IQ of a black person is about 20 points lower than the average IQ of a white person.
I went to Harvard.
All right. And you got a lot of white blood in you, too.
Some white blood. I'm African American.
Well, that's where your intelligence is coming from, I think.
You think it comes from my white side?
I think so.
Many locals can't believe Jones is
Yo, white people be killing me, son.
Yeah, I like that energy.
Yeah, oh, you like that energy?
Yeah, we need that.
Yo, shout out to Mouse Jones down on the show. You got to take your phone off the cord, my friend. Shout out to Mouse Jones from, damn, son, I was going to say from the He-Man Women's Club, Haters Club.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm from there.
Podcast.
That's where it all started. I'm from there.
Where you at now, bro?
I'm still there. Still, you know, you still Jay-Z said it's all about owning your shit. So, you know, still own my own shit. Shout out to that.
This nigga got so many hats. You know what's funny? He's on BET now. He got 2 shows on BET.
Yep.
He's got the damn podcast.
Yep. Shout out to I'll Apologize Later. Shout out to Pull Up.
You got a couple other things coming out.
Yeah, Mensecure will be back in the summer as well. Shout out to Cassius.
Y'all know Mouse. Mouse has been on the show before. This nigga hits me up. Yo, I want to be on the show. I said, yo, I'm about to have Weezy on the show. I don't want to, you know, crowd her with your shit. He's like, what, I'm not important enough to be on the show? I said, no, you're not important. This is the week before he dropped I'll Apologize Later. He said, I'm not important enough to be on your show. I said, no. You're going to be on the show another time. Right now, I'm having Weezy from Horrible Decisions on the show. It's a big deal. I don't want to crowd her with your shit. He's like, all right.
That's what he said.
He said, all right. I said, what, your feelings hurt? He said, nah, I'm going to remember that. I just want you to keep that same energy. Nah, he ain't even do it like that. He didn't threaten me. But the nigga was like, you know, all right, it's nothing. It's cool. You know, I wanted you to be on my show. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on your show, nigga. Boy, the next week, the BET shit drops. My mouth dropped. I said, this nigga, yo.
Listen, man.
That's first of all, you don't do shit like that to your friends. I feel like you temperature checked where I held you.
I temperature checked a lot of people that week. That week I temperature checked a lot of niggas because niggas seen, because before the drop, everybody knew about the pull up, and so everybody did their little congratulations. But it's the pull up, like so you know it's once in a while. It's like whenever specific, you know, whenever BT has a guest, then that I'm the go-to interview for that.
Okay. But that's not.
It's not a regular thing. I don't own that. You know what I mean? So that was the whole argument to the dummies who thought like I stole Joe Budden show. First of all, BT's been doing it first. BT's been doing it since February.
Right.
And that's not my shit. I didn't come up with that shit. So everybody be like, yo, congratulations. I'm like, cool. I see you.
Yeah.
No, the energy didn't change though. Everybody kept acting like, I'm like, okay, cool. I want y'all to keep that energy. I was keeping this shit close to the tuck. I didn't say nothing to nobody about this. Nothing. BT was like, when you want, I said, we will promo the day the shit drops. That's when we would tell people. They were like, you sure? I said, yes,
trust
sure. Like,
I know what I'm doing.
Like this, y'all came to me. I didn't come to y'all. Y'all came to me. So when this shit dropped, this is what we gonna do. So I temperature checked everybody. I was like, yo, what's good? Oh, okay, cool,
I feel like,
cool.
Don't you ever temperature check me again?
I didn't temperature check you. I was gonna announce it on your show.
See, that's what I'm told. Don't do shit like that. No, you're doing it again right now. Stop playing yourself. You come. I was gonna announce it on your show. Don't do shit like that.
You were the only show I hit up to do it. You're
man.
I'm like, yo,
ain't no only show. You did 4 podcasts today, motherfucker. You've been on a press run. You've been on a media run.
Podcast today. I did not do 4 podcasts. I did Rob Malkman's show for Genius. I did my show. I did Overchug. And now I'm doing this. The only podcast I did today.
Yeah. Right.
Well, except for if you count
podcasts now, right?
If you count mine is a visual podcast.
You lit. You was on Brilliant Idiots last week or 2 weeks ago.
I was on Brilliant Idiots 2 weeks ago. I was on Friend Zone last week.
Oh, how was that? How was Friend Zone?
Yo, they surprised me.
Why?
So because I thought I listened to Friend Zone. Mm-hmm. So I thought I was coming on to be like just a regular, like just a part of the discussions. I thought we was gonna do the hot button issue or the exercise. I thought we was gonna do that. So I came in, I did my 3 breathing exercises. I was ready. I get that motherfucker surprised me with an interview.
An interview about you?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
And I heard it was kind of edgy. Like you wasn't really ready. Like it sounded like you wasn't.
I wasn't ready for an interview. I was like, wait.
How are you Mouse Jones and not ready? How does that happen?
But you know why? Because I did something that I never do. I prepared. So I was prepared to do, their show. I was prepared to do their show. I didn't know and I'm not used to doing interviews either. I don't know if people are used to that. Like whenever I go to a platform, I avoid being interviewed. I just talk shit. Yeah. And then that's what it usually becomes. Yeah. Like I don't feel like I should be interviewed.
Yeah,
I don't feel like
you're
that.
a problem child.
I am.
So if somebody coming at you is too much, it's too straight in the rules. It's too like on paper shit. You don't like that shit.
Right. And then their space is just such a dope space. It's that you had no choice but to be comfortable and answer those questions. They almost made me cry. Friend almost made me cry. Asked me about making my mom proud. I was about to let a whole tear shed.
Whoa. So they came at your government.
Yo.
They came at you. See, that's the thing. I try to listen to the Friend Zone. If I ever had the privilege, I would probably be their most hated guest. I don't think that the good vibe thing.
I think Tax is their most hated guest.
See? That's what I think. It's like that good vibe thing, and they really consistent with the good vibe thing.
Yeah. Except now they do the interviews.
Is it Justin? Justin is
Dustin.
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 He's a little edgy himself.
Right. But he still does it within their realm. So it's like, with me it was like,
I don't know how you did it.
It loosened it up. It loosened the conversation up. It made it very. It still made it very authentic to me and Dustin's relationship, because I have a relationship with all 3 of them. Right. So it was dope. I shout out to them. Shout out to Dustin, Fran, and Asante. I just was with Asante at Overchuck too.
You had. Can I talk about your guest today on I'll apologize later? You had.
When it's drop?
Tomorrow. So you don't want to do it yet? You don't want to talk about it yet? You've been making a big stance. Yeah. With all your guests about the R. Kelly thing.
Absolutely. I've always said like since before I knew I was gonna be successful. Before I started to see success, I always said like
free tax.
That's number one.
You always say
that goes without saying. Free tax stone. You already know. Still be safe though season out here. But the other thing I would always say is we have to be responsible with our platform. I always say that, and it's like I mean it. I'll get it tattooed on me. We have to be responsible with our platforms. People like us. People like tax. People like. Anybody who the culture really sinks their teeth in. No, you're not.
I'm working on it. I'm not trying.
You're doing better. You're doing better. You're doing better because you be wildin'.
I mean, hey, this. Listen, I'm having fun with it.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna sit here and act like I was smart. I had to learn a couple things.
Same here.
So once I learned a couple things, the thing is that, and I said this week, is that the problem isn't the people that don't know. It's the people that don't want to know. It's the people that make every excuse not to know, not to pay attention. Those are the problem. Me not knowing shit or just saying what I had learned in my life. That's literally what I learned. I didn't know no fucking better. I had to have people come on. I'm having conversations. I'm listening.
And I think that's the thing because people think sometimes people think we know it all. Yeah. Especially people like us. Like I only
knew what I knew
all the time. I can't tell you how lucky I am to have the grapevine because I realized when I watch myself back because unlike I watch myself back like it's almost like game tape. I listen to my podcast back. I watch my shows back a few times because I want to know, okay, why was I doing this? Why was this? What was going on in that conversation, right? And I realized if I didn't know me or if I didn't have access to things like the grapevine, I would look at me like I'm a know-it-all or would feel like I think I know everything, right? Because I'm very opinionated and I stand tall on what I'm saying. Even if I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong. But people don't see that. They just see somebody who thinks they're right. So if it wasn't for the grapevine, where I'm very open and vulnerable, like, all right, cool, this is how I feel, but please educate me if I'm wrong. People would take me for a know-it-all. So I say that to say, we got to be responsible with our platform, and if we don't, we deserve to have it taken away. And I always said the protection of black women, whether they're girls or adults, is paramount. Girls, adults, trans, whatever. The protection of black women should always be paramount. And that's how I feel about R. Kelly. R. Kelly is a predator. R. Kelly is a predator within our own culture, because he's not doing it to white girls. He's doing it to black girls. Why is he doing it to black girls? Because he know nobody give a fuck. He could do it. He could pee on black girls. He could have a house full of 13, 14 sex slaves. He could do this because he knows at the end of the day, nobody's going to give a fuck. If it was one white bitch in there, CIA's kicking that door down. R. Kelly's number one on every FBI list. But because it's black girls, nobody gives a fuck.
Now, I said to you, we was talking about this earlier, and I said, but black women are also his biggest supporters.
Yes, and I think there's a correlation. There's a direct correlation between his supporters and their experience with sexual assault. I don't have any numbers to back this up, but I'm pretty sure if we start taking a census, 90% of his supporters would have an experience with sexual assault.
Well, I think 90%, almost all women have had some sort of experience with sexual assault. All women. So why is that?
But it's different because those are his supporters, and that is the connection in which they normalize and justify still supporting him while knowing what he's doing to these young girls, right? Because they feel like, oh, they should just get over it. Oh, that's just regular. Because they had an Uncle Joe. They had an Uncle Craig. They had a family friend
that was inappropriate
with them. And when it was brought to them, their voice was silenced. So they think these young girls should be silenced. And as long as they're still alive, it's okay. See,
you canceling Morgan Freeman too?
I don't know. But see, this is the thing. I am very fair, right? When something is brought to my attention, I sit back. I say, okay, let me get all the information. So with Morgan Freeman, they brought the allegations. He vehemently denied the allegations. The allegations began to disappear. What do I have to cancel him for?
They begin to disappear.
Yeah, like what was the last thing you heard? He challenged it, and then next thing you know, we don't hear about it anymore.
Well, he released a statement saying, "Hey, listen, yep, I made a lot of inappropriate jokes. I was playing. I ain't touching nobody. I ain't touch nobody. But yeah, I mean." So yeah, I did some of that. So do we want to hold? Because if that's the case, then what I've said on multiple occasions, I'm gonna fall on the sword. We all gotta fall on the sword. That's what I said.
I made a shit ton of inappropriate jokes in areas where that may not have been cool, right? Inappropriate jokes.
So you don't do that no more.
No, I don't make inappropriate jokes around people who I don't know are okay with the inappropriate jokes.
Do you ask people? You ask for consent?
I don't ask for consent as much as I take their cues. Hey, can we consent to these jokes? I take their cues. That's what you gotta do now. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with women running the show. I'm cool with that right now.
I've done some inappropriate shit. I'm gonna do a lot more inappropriate shit. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like the internet narrative. And when I say the internet narrative, is social media, and just everybody putting out, oh, I'm offended, oh, this, that, and
everybody has
the censorship is on crazy.
Yeah,
censorship is on 1,000,000.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what to take seriously no more. I don't know like what I shouldn't say. I came out, I said some shit once, and I was saying sorry for 3 weeks, and then Tax hit me. He's like, yo, stop saying so fucking sorry, you fuck. Yo.
He was apologizing.
He used the F word.
Yeah,
he called me that. He called me the F word. Called me the N word, and he called me the B word.
Yo, you want Mac Wilds on your podcast?
Yeah, come pull him up. Tell him pull up. All right. He called me all these goddamn words, and he said that I'm a pussy for apologizing so much.
Yo, Mac, where you at?
This is new. This is different.
Where you at, yo?
Last time Mac called, he ain't had no shirt on. I'm glad he.
I said, where you at?
I said I'm heading into the city right now. Where you at?
I'm in Brooklyn doing my man Tahoe podcast. Pull up on us.
Mac, what's good, boy?
What's poppin', G?
Ain't shit, nigga.
That sounds all good and gravy, but I am going to go see my little brother, Nipsey Hussle perform right now. So.
All right, so let me when you get up out of there. Don't set trip either.
Thank you. Speaking of inappropriate,
I'm gonna hit you.
Speaking of inappropriate, I went to see Ja Rule. I went to this thing at the Bushwick Collective this weekend. Right?
Ja Rule was there?
So Ja Rule was performing. But listen, they always have these major performances. People
Right.
was like, oh, Ja Rule was performing there. It's bull. He's fell off. My kids wanted to see the shit. We was over taking pictures. My kids said, what would I do without you? My son grabbed my hand.
Shout out to the kids.
And pulled me through to the crowd, right? So trying to get over there was like a gate. Couldn't get past the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I went over to the security guard. I said, listen, my son's got autism. Can we get through the gate? He's like, all right, come on, move the gate. Put him through, right?
Right.
They went through. They went to the front. I'm on the side. I ain't go through. I just wanted to make sure that they got up there.
Right.
It was hype. My sons don't get hype for much.
Right,
now,
right,
I'm talking
right,
about
right,
being
right.
inappropriate. I'm gonna tell you some shit. Tell me if I need to be judged.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna say probably. So.
Please. All right. So Ja Rule is coming off the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I could get back through the gate to the place that nobody could go.
Right.
Because they had let me go over there to take a picture with this little dance. Let my kids take a picture. I use the autism thing.
Okay.
To let my kids take I called the dude's father over. I was like, yo, listen, my son's got autism. Can he take a picture with your son? This dude was a dancer. He's like a famous dude. So they all took a picture together. He was like, oh, sure, cool. All right.
Right.
He went back to the front of the stage. It was cool. I seen Ja Rule coming off the stage. I went back to the security guard. Yo, can we walk through here? Because they got autism. They can't walk around the corner and shit. It's a crowd. I don't want them to go. He's like, oh, yeah, sure. Let him go. No way. Ja Rule comes out on his way to his car. I'm like, yo, Ja. My son's got autism. Can you take a picture with them real quick? His man was walking with him. His man was like, autism. Ja looked. He was like, yeah, sure. All right. Took a picture. Now, my sons was hyped to take the picture. I was not hyped. I didn't want to take the picture. I didn't want to see him perform. I did nothing. But I did it because I knew that they was hyped to see him perform. Was that inappropriate or was that good fathering?
That was good fathering. That's by any means fathering.
That's by any means fathering, right?
Now, if it was to benefit you, it would have been bad.
I didn't even post a picture.
To benefit the children. That's what I was about to say. I did not see no pictures from this shit.
Yeah, it was in my story. But
yeah,
it was just part of my day.
I want to see. Why you hit me? So I want to see Ja.
Son.
Like, I fuck
my
with
sons
Ja.
was on one for the rest of the day. My son was up till 1:30 dancing. Like, we went to barbecue. I kept trying to take No, he's dancing, going crazy. My boy was on one all day behind that shit. And them niggas, if you watch my snaps, they don't be excited about nothing. I feel like I made their day.
There's some mild-mannered kids. Those are mild-mannered kids.
They are like
very, very jealous of you.
What do you think about this Pusha diss?
Pusha diss. The diss from Pusha? A1.
Yeah.
A1. You got to put that up there. You
don't think it was inappropriate? Speaking of inappropriateness.
No.
You don't think it was inappropriate?
This is hip-hop.
He said 40 gonna die.
Yes. So because he said something that's true, it's bad? He's going to die.
Drake was trying to keep his hidden child secret.
Shouldn't have said nothing about Pusha's. You shouldn't have said nothing. Pusha has known about this for a very long time. Pusha did not lead with this. Pusha made no indication of this ever in any other record. You mentioned that man's fiance, the man that you mentioned the woman that man is about to marry, and you thought gloves were supposed to stay on.
He mentioned his moms.
You are
his
hiding
dad,
your son.
His producer, his baby.
That's what you're supposed to do. Now you know how I give it up. When I talk about nigga, I'm talking about everybody. Everybody connected to you got to get it.
You damn sure do.
So
I had to come up and try to do an intervention. That shit ain't work. I'm like, yo, come on, bro. We ain't got to do like this. We ain't got to be like this. Try to do an intervention with you.
You did, but niggas kept going. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Old niggas keep going at me. I'm going to poke you in your head. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to, like, I've told niggas before.
What's the
like,
better song?
What's the better song?
Between the two. What's the better song?
I mean, Pusha gets the lead because he used the Story of OJ beat.
So that makes it good? Versus an original beat?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way. That's a shoo-in. It's a shoo, and he killed the beat.
You're not a Drake fan.
Oh, I'm not.
You're not a Drake
I'm
fan.
not at all.
Okay, good. I'm glad you hear that. That's gonna help me. That's gonna help me with this.
I give him his credit where it's due, but no, I'm not a Drake
I
fan.
personally think that the Duppy freestyle, that Duppy song shit, was just as good as the 5 a.m. in Toronto or the 9 a.m. in this.
Yeah, what happens to those records?
Yeah, I mean, maybe
they get chewed to the back of your iPod when you done listening for the 2 weeks.
Nah, I still listen to them shits. I love those. Those are my favorite pieces.
They shits get because they're not on any streaming service.
The 5 a.m. in
It's 5 a.m. in Dallas. I don't think that's what. No, 5 a.m. in Dallas, 4 a.m. in Toronto. Them shits is on a streaming service. So if you are still of the old school or still of the type to save music to your phone, you might pull it up.
I think I have those stored somewhere.
Yeah,
in my music in iTunes. Somehow I ripped them.
Yeah, listen, this W shit was cool, but it wasn't a Pusha diss. That was a Drake diss. That was a Kanye diss. And I feel like there was a reason why. Because that nigga knows he can't go up against him. There's not much you can say about the nigga. Everything you can say about the nigga is what you said. So, what are you going to do? And you said the niggas, the one thing you shouldn't have did, you did. You mentioned that nigga's fiance. So now, everybody I told a nigga one time that I would piss on his dead mother's grave. And this was because he told me to suck his dick. So imagine if he would have said something about my fiance. I don't have one, but I'm just saying.